Welcome to the channel. I am Lord Lizard. This is World of Tanks Blitz, and I have a tank review for you today. We are going to be looking at the Destiny. The Season 6 New Horizons event is just about over. 2 days left and 13 hours as of right now. Hopefully you skipped the little backgrounds and the camos and you upgraded your Destiny through the tank tab, like right here. I'm making this video, this tank review on the Destiny, in hopes that by the time the season is done, however you did it, you got enough boxes to upgrade this tank. I've heard a lot of negative things about this tank, and the main negative thing that I've seen myself is people playing the Destiny not upgraded. I don't understand that. That is not a good idea. But we're going to be going over the Destiny in today's video. And I will tell you if it's good, if it's bad, how to kill it, you know, where to shoot. Let's get right into it. Okie dokie, the Destiny is a Tier 9 Collector Blitz Nation heavy tank. And when I first seen the stats and the ammo, I thought this was going to be a Tier 9 Charlemagne. And I was honestly wrong about that. But I can see the similarities. It has a 120mm gun, shooting hesh, it weighs 50 tons on the dot, aim time is 4.4 seconds, not very good. Dispersion is 0.353, which is not the best. Damage per minute is 2,139, but that goes way up if you're shooting hesh or HE. The reload time is 11.5 seconds, and that is running calibrated shells. Let me get back on the tab. Okie dokie. Average penetration is 265 on your standard, 184 on your hesh, and 70 on your high explosive. That is actually really good high explosive penetration. Average damage is 410 on your standard, 460 on your hesh, and 530 on your HE. The gun elevation is 18 degrees up. The gun depression is 6 degrees down, so that, I mean, it's okay. It's really not that good. Let's check out the engine. It has a 742.5 horsepower engine, 12% chance of fire when the engine is hit. That is very nice. Top speed forward is 42, reverse is 10. Another one of the horrible things about this tank is that 10 kilometers an hour reverse speed. That is not good, and you are going to feel it, so do not put yourself out there too far to where you can't get back to a safe spot. Average speed is 29, power to weight ratio is 14.9, and the hold turn rate is 45.45. We are back on BlitzStars. We are comparing tanks. We are going to be comparing the Destiny in the first column to the Cobra in the second column and the TL-7-120 in the third column. I picked these tanks for a reason. I picked the Cobra because it's a Tier 9 tank as well, and it also has hesh, so we can compare, you know, the hesh to a different tank with hesh. And then the TL-7-120, I picked it mainly because of the alpha and because it's a heavy tank with, you know, similar standard alpha to the Destiny. But the TL-7-120 does not have hesh. So let's see how they stack up. They all have gun rammer. On damage per minute, the Destiny is 2,300 even. The Cobra is 2,433. And mind you, this is on the standard. And the TL-7-120 has 2,544. Not bad damage per minute for any of these tanks, honestly. The penetration on the standard is 245 for the Destiny, 235 for the Cobra, and 249 for your TL-7. The Alpha is 410 on the Destiny, 400 on the Cobra, 400 on the TL-7. And let's go ahead and check out the hesh. We are not going to be looking at the TL-7's premium because that would not make any fucking sense. The Destiny has 2,580 on its hesh, and the Cobra has 3,041 on its hesh. Wow, that is quite a bit of a difference. Penetration on the hesh for the Destiny is 170, and the Cobra has 200. But then again, the Destiny does have HE, And the Cobra doesn't have HE. The Cobra only has, you know, a standard shell and a HESH, but the Destiny has a standard HESH and an HE, so a little bit more to work with there. But Alpha is 460 for the Destiny on the HESH and 500 for the Cobra. 120mm gun on all three of these tanks. The shell velocity on the HESH is 790 on the Destiny and 950 on the Cobra. I did not compare these tanks before I started recording this, and it is safe to say that the Cobra has a very, very nasty HESH shot. Okie dokie, let's go back to aim time. 2.45 seconds of aim time on your Destiny. Not very good. 1.72 on the Cobra, extremely nice. It is a medium tank. 2.08 on your TL7. Very nice. Dispersion is 0.353 on the Destiny, 0.326 on the Cobra, and 0.326 on the TL7. Gun depression. This is another one where the Destiny is not very good. Minus 6 degrees of gun depression. Not good. Like, it's not good. 18 of elevation, but it's minus 10 degrees on your Cobra. Very nice. 7 degrees on your TL7. But the Cobra does struggle with the gun elevation, so you need to watch out for that. The Destiny has decent gun elevation at 18 degrees. And then when it comes to speed, top speed forward is 42 for the Destiny, 45 for the Cobra, and 36 for the TL7. That is actually not bad for a heavy tank if we're talking about the Destiny. The reverse speed is 10. That is horrible no matter what tank you are. 10 in reverse. 20 in reverse for the Cobra, 10 in reverse for the TL7. So that's not a good reverse speed for the Destiny. Power to weight ratio. Power weight ratio, yeah, is 14.94 for the Destiny, 18.26 for the Cobra, and 16.06 for the TL7. Honestly, this tank does feel kind of fast, and we will see that in the replay, but it feels on par with the TL7, even though the power to weight ratio is not as good. The no mod traverse rate is 28 degrees on the Destiny, 28 degrees on your TL7, and 39 on the Cobra. Okay, here we go. View range, 259 on the Destiny, 264 on the TL7, and 274 on the medium tank Cobra. Do not know why that, why does the TL7 have much more view range than the Destiny? It doesn't make sense. But when it comes to hit points, 2,200 on the Destiny, 1,700 on the Cobra, and 2,050 on the TL7. The Destiny has a little bit, it has 150 more hit points than the TL7, which is another heavy tank. And then it has 500 more hit points than the Cobra, which is a medium tank. Very, you know, these stats vary. This tank is a weird tank. It is kind of a medium tank. Not quite, well, no, it's not quite a medium tank. It's a little bit more of a heavy tank, but it has kind of, you know, it has both worlds in this tank, and you'll see it in the replay. Okie dokie, let's check out the armor on the Destiny. It is getting shot at by an Object 752 with calibrated on, calibrated off. Doesn't make a whole lot of a difference. You're always going to have to worry about these little cutouts on the left and right side by the tracks, and the lower plate is always going to be able to get pinned. On the turret, you're always going to have to worry about these little, the chin, pretty much the chin of the turret. You're always going to have to worry about that. One good thing about the Destiny, though, is it does have spaced armor. If you see all these purple bits, that is spaced armor. Let's get some information. Yeah, spaced armor is purple to dark purple. So pretty much on the turret, on the sides, that's all spaced armor. That'll help you out against anything shooting HESH. Maybe a Cobra, you know, maybe a T92E1, anything like that. That'll help you out at least a little bit. Let's go ahead and check out the rear. Go back to pin. Let's see if you can get HE'd. And a little box, little square box, you can get HE'd. With calibrated on, the whole back, pretty much the whole back top part, you can get pinned with HE in the top of the turret. As you can see, it crashed. But that top part was not even part of the tank. This little grate right here. That's not even part of the tank. It doesn't render as it, so you'd be shooting right there. So keep that in mind when you're planning on using the Destiny, or if you're planning on shooting the Destiny. Okie dokie, we are on New Bay. This is a Tier 8, Tier 9 battle. We are going up against a Conqueror, a Foch, a Chimera, KV-4, T-54 Lightweight, a T-54E2, and a Tiger 1. I have no idea why there would be a Tier 7 tank. Oh, I guess a Tier 7 and a Tier 8 got into a platoon. Let's see if we can turn this down a little bit. But as you can see, the power to weight ratio is actually really nice. Moving right along at 35 kilometers, going down 43, 44, getting up there in speed. It's a small tank as well, low profile. That is going to be extremely beneficial. And we're going to move up and see if we can catch anybody crossing. The speed is actually really nice. Let's see what we got. KV-4 coming down. We get a nice standard shell, the 391 shot into him. We also damage his track and his gas tank. So it looks like our Chieftain moved up quite a bit. So we're going to go ahead and move up, because if he's not getting shot in the rear, then hopefully we don't need it. I'm going to put on the reactive armor just in case. This is a chance to use the Hesh. Nice 457 shot right into the T-54 Lightweight, and he is already out of here. We are going to get behind the KV, switch to HE, but I didn't want to take a chance, so wasted a little bit of time, but that is a nice 458 shot, and we're also going to get points because we are on the enemy's base, and we kill the KV-4 with a high roll of 78. Honestly, this tank is not bad. It's not the greatest tank. It is not it's not a frontline heavy, in my opinion. You really need to try to stay hull down the best you can. Nice 409 shot into the Tiger 1. Poor guy. What does he have? He has 1,500 hit points. We have about 700. Yeah, 788 more hit points than him, and he's gonna have trouble pinning us. We get hit in the backside, not really worried about it. We have plenty of hit points. We're going to wait for the reload. And we are going to track the Tiger again for a 363 shot. Put on the reactive armor a little too soon. Should have waited. And probably going to clear the Tiger. Yes, we do. Ammo rack for 41 damage. An ammo rack's an ammo rack. The Foch and the Shark are right in front of us. We are losing a little bit of hit points though. We're going to switch to Hesh and see if we can sneak a shot. A nice 455 roll in the in between the tracks on that Shark. So we're going to scoot up, probably clear the Shark. Yep, go for a track shot. Nice 296 roll. And now we're going to get to the side of the Foch, switch to Hesh, see if we can get him. We got a nice 294 roll. Chimera wants to face hug. That's okay with me. We have our Hesh on right now, so we go ahead and switch. Probably could have got a Hesh into the side of that turret, but still 513. I think some of that, I'm not 100% sure, but some of that was ram damage. 4,222. We only blocked 220. We even got pinned from the Tier 7 Tiger. Even though it has very good pin, it's 2 tiers below us. So that shows you how the armor is. 4,220 damage, 620 blocked. Wow, I thought it was 200 or something. We destroyed 4 tanks, damaged 6 tanks. It wasn't ace. A lot of that XP came from being on the enemy base and destroying the KV. So 12 shots, 12 hits, 12 penetrations. We did 1,200 in 4 shots to the Tiger 1. Poor guy. 3 shots for 927 on the KV-4. Also killed him and the Tiger. Killed the Foch with 1 shot on a 294. Killed the Shark, the T-54A2 with 2 shots with 751. 591 on the Chimera. I think that was a little bit of a ram and the standard shell. We got that 1 Hesh shell into the T-54 lightweight for 457. My honest opinion is I don't think this tank is the greatest, but I don't think it's that bad. I've heard a lot of people hating on it, and it's really not that bad, but you need to understand the limitations. Like, it's good that tanks have limitations, because if they didn't have, drawbacks, everybody would just be using annihilators and smashers or etc. every game. Like, you need to know the tank's weaknesses, and you need to try to avoid them. It's not a bad tank. If you used it and it wasn't upgraded, I would not use it ever again unless you can get it upgraded. If you don't have it upgraded and the season is over, sell the tank. You're not going to get very much out of it. 1,500. But I would not use this tank unless you have every bit of it upgraded. Every one. I don't care if you have, the best turret, the best engine in the tracks, but you don't have the gun. It's not worth using. But give it a shot. And let me know what you think in the comments. Also, tell me what tanks you guys want to see reviewed. There are tons of tanks in World of Tanks Blitz, and I like a lot of them. There are a lot of great tanks in this game. But let me know what you guys think. I'm Lard Lizard. I'm out of here. Peace.